All right, let's talk about how we can go into Lightroom in order to improve our photos. So I'm going to find a photo that is a little dark and maybe the colors are a little bit off. So this is a pretty good one. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to open with Adobe Lightroom. If you don't see that option, choose search another app. If you don't see it here, you're going to have to go to more apps and then go to look for one on this PC, and you're going to find it in your program files, Adobe Lightroom. Mine is actually on a different drive, so I have to go here and click on this lightroom.exe. All right, now that we have it, click add one photo if it asks you to. And I'm zoomed in all the way. I can use control and scroll my mouse wheel to zoom out. And the first thing is I want you to pull out this thing called a histogram, and you can do that with clicking these three dots and click show histogram. And that's going to show you your levels, and you can see that right now the blues are shifted way to the left and everything's kind of shifted to the left. So we want our exposure to kind of put this all in the middle, but you want to watch this little spike right here. You don't want that to go too high. Now right now that's just the lights of the door, so I'm not too worried about it. You kind of want just this mountain to kind of be in the middle more so. Now, as you can see, I've kind of washed out some of the features here, so I can come in and turn the highlights down. And I can adjust the shadows. And again, we're watching this chart to make sure it's not too far one way or the other. And just kind of play around with it until you feel like it's got everything where it needs to be. The contrast is going to kind of push your mountain to the side, and then going this way is going to go the other direction. And again, we want everything to not hit the edge. We don't want to see that thing starting to spike over there. So right about here probably. Now the color is shifted. You can see the blue is way off, so we want to make sure that the blue kind of comes in with the rest of them. And just kind of use your judgment here. So let's take a look now. If I zoom out, and the ISO must have been pretty high because we do see a lot of noise. You can pull the noise down a little bit by going into detail, and the denoise isn't there. That's AI because we're not using a raw file, but we can come in and denoise it this way. The problem with that is we lose a lot of the detail. So you can add some sharpening and then pull this down and kind of find the right balance, and until you still see the details of the face without, and you lose a little bit of that noise. Let's look at the before and after. So that's the before, that's the after. Let's zoom out. Before, after. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, and you can see we're a little bit hot over here, so maybe I could turn my exposure down just a smidge. That's probably it right there. I'm going to now export this and just make sure you put it in the same folder that export one item. And then we'll just want to make sure we put it in the same folder, the volleyball game 1 JV, and there we go. You'll now see that in here we have a new file which looks like this, and the original file I did not name that correctly, but is here. So if we put those side by side, you can see that we've definitely improved this photo, not only the exposure but also the colors. And yeah, now that's ready for the yearbook.